Ladies and gentlemen, Javier Tebas, La Liga president and professional douchebag, has reported Manchester City to the European Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently he is reporting them to the European Commission basically because he believes that they broke some rules as far as I guess financial and sponsorships are concerned. I do have this stuff right here, but according to BBC, Javier Tebas has reported Manchester City to the European Commission for allegedly breach of rules relating to state-owned companies. Basically, Tebas for a long time has been a critic of Manchester City and basically their shady deals and their alleged companies that they own. I mean, let's be honest, Sheikh Mansour is a guy who owns, he owns Etihad, basically the company. We know that he owns, I think, 4 clubs or 5 clubs. I'm not sure. I do know a few of them. I know he owns Manchester City, Girona, New York City FC is another one of the brands that the Sheikh Mansour owns as well. And to be perfectly honest, it's a very weird one. But Tebas basically, from what I'm seeing here, apparently he believes that basically the city structure, that this is his words, the city have a structure that circumvents the rules, including group of companies in the United Arab Emirates outside of the City Football Group. Basically, La Liga argue that the Premier League champions are giving, basically have given Premier League champions a competitive advantage in both the English competition and the Champions League. City haven't commented on Tebas' allegations, but the club resources are aware of them and strongly refute them. Tebas continued by saying City have companies in their group which lie outside of City Football Group structure. Extra companies where they put their expenses. These other companies lose money, but not the club itself. We have reported Manchester City to the EU and we have facts and figures. We asked for City to be checked. It's very important that all clubs are subjected to the same transparency, rules and governance on both sporting and financial side. The City phase is one where we believe that they have been putting losses on companies that are not officially City Football Group. He basically added that they have scouted the company, basically a marketing company. That's where they have very high expenses and they invoice City for less money. They have costs that less than if they didn't have the circle of companies around them. Basically, what he's saying is, Manchester City, I guess when it comes to the company, basically as far as City's losses are concerned, it's usually some of these companies that are connected to Sheikh Mansour and basically the City, Sheikh Mansour and all the other companies that are sponsoring City are the ones that basically lose some of these finances, not the club itself. So because of that, basically Manchester City can continue to basically go out in the transfer window every single season and go out and not break FFP. And basically this is what we're getting from what we're hearing here from Tebas. But Tebas basically says a lot in this point, and he basically said the complaint has been under foreign subsidies regulation. That's what he's saying. That's why he's reporting this. And basically, that came into effect back in 2023 and grants EU powers to investigate state-controlled foreign subsidies. Now, look, I don't want to read this whole thing. If you guys want to know where I got this from, it's from BBC Sports. So if you guys want to go read into this, make sure you guys go read into it and see more about it. I just wanted to put my, 2 thoughts on this whole Tebas situation. Now, here's the thing. At the end of the day, I don't know enough about this whole situation. I don't know about, Tebas or basically Manchester City's shady deals. I don't know if they're guilty of it or not. I'm not one of these people. I'm like, oh yeah, they're guilty or they're not guilty. I don't know enough to basically speak on it. However, here's the thing with me and this whole thing with Tebas, right? I don't like Javier Tebas because even though I don't like him, I don't know what his issue is with this whole thing. Like this is something that Tebas himself has been very guilty of. He is a he's a very nosy person, extremely nosy, right? This guy, I remember 2-3 years ago when PSG were convinced Mbappe to stay for another 2 years. Basically, his arrogance made him believe that Madrid were going to sign him on a free in 2022. And basically, his ego couldn't take the fact that City, basically, Mbappe, refused Real Madrid and wanted to stay at PSG. And basically, he took PSG to court, which he ended up failing in that. One thing about Tebas is he has his own strict rules that exist in La Liga, and he doesn't realize that other leagues don't really run through those same rules. So he's been trying so hard to basically screw a lot of clubs over. Let's be real, he's done it with my club a few times, right? You see how he's been dealing with the Madrid situation. I mean, literally, we just sold Victor Roque to Palmeiras. He literally tried to stop that deal from happening. Like, he is one of these people who he just likes getting his hands on everything, right? And to me, this for me, in my own mind, is just him basically trying to make, things hard for Manchester City. Now, if there is proof of this, then yes, I guess Manchester City will be punished for it. But this is the thing with this Javier Tebas guy. One thing I know about him is that this guy he's narcissistic. He's so egotistical. He's a guy who always likes to put himself in the front lines. Let's be real. Like I've said it before, he's probably the only president in world football that everybody knows about. Like, I don't know who the Premier League president is. I don't know who the Serie A president is. I don't know who the Ligue 1 president is. I don't even know who the Bundesliga president is. But everybody knows who La Liga's president is, Javier Tebas, because he never stays away from the news. This guy never shuts up. This guy is always in the news for something, right? When he's not screwing clubs in his league over, he's trying to get involved in other in clubs outside of his own nation. Like, why don't you, right, deal with what's happening in your league? How about you start dealing with the issues in La Liga, right? We're having problems in this league. We're looking at, you want to talk about protecting clubs. Look at a club like Valencia. Look at what's happened to Valencia recently. Valencia are going to get relegated this season because you ended up selling, basically you ended up approving the sale of the club to one of the worst owners in basically history, who's basically ruined that club. A club that have won league titles and been in Champions League finals are now going to be in the Segunda Division very soon. Right? You think about teams like Deportivo, who are La Liga champions. We haven't seen them in this league, I think, since 2017. That's a disgrace. That's a big club. That's a club that was in the semi-finals of a Champions League. Copa del Rey winners. La Liga winners. But where are they? They are nowhere to be seen. They're gone. Why? Because of financial issues that happened in the league while you were around. It's crazy, isn't it? You want to start taking finance situations seriously now. When it happens to my club, well, guess what? Are you worried about the big clubs? What about the little clubs? What about clubs like I said, Valencia, Deportivo, Malaga? Malaga was another team who had rich owners who you didn't put too much investigating about, and as a result, they ended up losing a lot of money, and now they're relegated. They're in the Segunda Division. Why weren't you investigating them? It's incredible, isn't it? You have all this energy to go out and actually investigate Manchester City. Why don't you put that in your own league? Maybe if you had put that same energy in your league, we would still have Deportivo still here. We would still have, Valencia wouldn't be in the situation that they're in. Malaga wouldn't be out of this league for as long as they have been. Teams like Zaragoza, where have they been? Where are they? But this is what you always do. Like, forget about even the finances. Look at what's happening in the league. You've got black players in the league getting racially abused every single time. But what do you do about it? Do you go out and investigate? Do you try to do the investigation, the energy of investigation that you put on Manchester City? Why don't you put that and find out about the racist incidents that are happening in all the teams in this league? When are you going to do that? But you want to sit there and ignore it. But you want to sit here and ignore it. And now, when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, now you want to get involved? You make me sick to my stomach. Like, I don't care. People can say, oh, you're just biased. I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm telling you guys what I know. This guy's a narcissistic person, right? Even Madrid fans don't. Even Madrid, the team that he apparently is a big fan of, even they hate him. Even they hate him. Because they understand, bro. He's a narcissistic person, bro. He has such a main character syndrome about him. And this whole Manchester City situation, that's all it is. That's all it is. And at the end of the day, listen, I will be keeping my eye on this move because I don't know enough about it. But I know about Tebas. This is who he is. He just wants to be in the news. He loves being in the news. You see it all the time. He's always doing interviews everywhere. Because that's what he likes. He likes being front and center every single time. He's an egotistical person. Even right now, with everything that is happening with Real Madrid and the courts, he is the one that is breaking it even worse. It's him. But there's no surprises to me. Because this is one thing that as a Barca fan, I've had to deal with for the past 4 or 5 years with this guy. It's crazy, isn't it? We're in a bad situation right now in the club, right? Where we've just started recovering now. It's ironic how when Bartomeu, your best friend, by the way, one of your closest friends, when he was in charge of Barcelona and was literally spending 300, 400 million in less than 3 years, why wouldn't you investigate in Barca then? It's ironic, isn't it? I'm a guy who always keep my eye on the club. I never heard that the club were being investigated. How were we going out, spending over 100 million on players like Dembele and Coutinho in the same season? Spent over 350 million that season, and there was no investigation. And then the season after, 2 seasons later, we go and spend 120 on Griezmann? Why did you investigate it then? Oh no, because he was your best friend and you didn't want your best friend to be in trouble? It's crazy, isn't it? When Bartomeu was in charge, I never heard this guy say anything about my club. Nothing. Nothing. Zero. Nilch. No. Even in that 2020 season when we were having financial situation, he never once said anything. But the moment Bartomeu resigned, bro, this guy could not shut up about my club. He literally tried to make it hard on my club the moment his friend left. Because that's what it is, bro. I'm telling you guys, this guy is an absolute prick. And with this whole situation with Manchester City, bro, it's just another one of those moments for me. This doesn't make any sense. So at the end of the day, when it comes to City, who knows? I don't know what's up to with City. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like City are innocent. City have been charged with 115 charges. So I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, they're the victims. But when it comes to Tebas, guys, I'm telling you what I'm telling you right now, guys. This guy, he's a prick. He's a narcissistic person. And this is all another one of his narcissistic moments. That's all it is, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, big up to every one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tell me what you guys think of like this investigation that is happening, right? But as far as I'm concerned with this whole Tebas situation, if he's right, good on him. But here's my advice, Javier Tebas. If you have all this energy to investigate a club like Manchester City who are not in your league, how about you try investigating clubs inside your league? How about you start investigating the racist incidents that are happening in La Liga? How about you try investigating all these shady owners that are in this league who have been ruining some of the best clubs in this league? Why don't you go and investigate and make sure that you try to make sure that teams like Valencia and Deportivo and Malaga don't continue getting to a verge of liquidation? That's all I have to say. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. Take care.